Hi, my name is Hannah, and I'm an admissions counselor here at Mount St. Joseph University. Today, I'm going to be doing a quick tutorial on how to do your next step forms. So this is going to be everything you need to do after you've been admitted to MSJ. So I'm going to go through like literally from step one to the final step. So you can skip through this video if you need something specific. But like I said, if you need something from the very beginning, this is a great video for you. So the first thing that's going to happen is once you're admitted, you're going to get an email from us saying that something new has been posted to your status page. You are going to want to click on that link in that email that will take you directly to your status page and log in. If you lose that email for some reason, this is going to be the link that you're going to want to go to right away. So you'll pull up Google and you'll just do www.msj.edu/apply/status. Like I said, this link is going to be directly in an email that we send you to let you know that you have a status update. But if you don't have that email, this is where you're going to want to go. So since you've already applied, you're going to just click right on this link here to your student status page. From there, you are going to log into the status page. You used an email and a password that you got to set up. Those are going to be the same things you use to log into this status page. If you're unsure of your email address that you used, you can give us a call here at the Mount and we can let you know which one you did. And then as for password, if you forgot it, you can click this forgot your password and all it does is ask for your birth date and you can reset your password. So very easy. But like I said, you're going to go ahead and log in as your next step. Okay. So once you're logged in, this is what your screen will look like. You're going to have the MSJ logo, and then from there, it's going to say hello, whatever your name is. It'll have our contact information here if you do need to contact us. There will be a quick hype video you can watch. And then over here, you'll have some account tools. That's where you're going to find this video that you're watching now. And then our mailing address. And it will also list your admissions counselor. So if you need to email someone directly, your admissions counselor will be right here. And our Facebook and social media will be at the very bottom of the page. And you'll be able to see this application checklist. This is something you probably maybe logged into in the past if you applied and you were trying to check what materials we were missing. But this is where you're going to see that you've turned in your transcript and anything else that we've needed from you. So once you've logged in, your next step is going to be to view your status update. So this will be highlighted. You'll see status update, new updates on your application were posted. You're going to go ahead and click this view update button. Once you do that, it will direct you to another page, which will have your congratulations letter on it. On here, this is the letter you're going to get in the mail and everything, so you'll quickly go ahead and read through that. Like I said, you might have already seen this. So you're going to hit return to application status, and that will take you back to your status page. Now, sometimes you do have to refresh the page for the next step to pop up. So what I like to do is right when it goes back to the status page, I just quickly refresh the page. And then when you scroll down, you will be able to see that this is no longer highlighted. You've been able to check your status. So when you scroll to the very bottom here, you'll see your forms have popped up. So this is where all of your enrollment forms are going to show up. The first one to pop up there is your reply to offer of admission. Now, in order for this to come up, you do have to view that status update. And like I said, sometimes you have to refresh your page. So just do that automatically. From there, you're going to reply to your offer of admission. That's going to be your first enrollment form to fill out. When you click into this, you will be able to see that there are two different options. You either accept your offer or you decline your offer. Now, I will say this isn't like a finalized thing. If you go ahead and accept your offer and you decide to go somewhere else, you can always let us know. And if you decline your offer and you do want to come to the Mount later on in the decision process, you can always let us know. For the purpose of this video, if you want to move on to the next steps and being able to pay your deposit, you will hit I accept my offer of admission and submit. So then that is going to reload and take you right back to the status page. Give it a second. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time. So it should reload and you'll be right back on that status page. And next thing that will pop up under your update is this payment of $100 tuition deposit. If you scroll down back to forms, you'll see that you've replied to your offer and that has been completed. There's a check mark next to it. And none of your other forms have popped up yet because you have to pay your deposit before your other enrollment forms will populate down here. And as you can see right here, the enrollment and housing deposits are refundable until May 1st. So this deposit can be refunded until May 1st. The next thing you do after you apply is go ahead and pay that deposit. So you'll come back up here, you'll see it's $100. You'll click this link to submit your payment. This will populate a card information box, so you can pay with credit card, debit card, or you can mail us a check in the mail. If you mail us a check in the mail, you could just make it out to Mount St. Joseph University, and that will take some time. Obviously, you have to mail it to us. You can also drop it off here, and then once we get it, we have to run it through and make sure that it gets processed. So it does take some time with that. But what you'll want to do is go ahead and type in your credit card information if that's how you're going to pay, and hit submit payment. As you can see, it reloaded and it brought you right back to your status page. Now, when you scroll back down, you will see that your deposit has been paid. You sometimes have to refresh your screen like I just did, but you can see that the payment has been received. I will say that when you pay by credit card or even by check, sometimes it takes around 30 minutes for us to process the payment and for the payment to have been received. So my recommendation is to pay your deposit and then get on your status page later on that evening or even the next day and go ahead and see that it has been received, and then you can start filling out your enrollment forms. Enrollment forms, which are back down here under forms, none of these will populate until we've processed your payment. So like I said, sometimes it takes a little bit for us to process that. So getting back on the next day or doing it later on that evening is perfectly fine. To just log back in so that you can just wait and you don't have to sit waiting on this page for us to process the payment. So again, you'll be able to see that you've paid here under recent activities. And then the next thing you'll do is go ahead and complete these forms. So these are going to be all your enrollment forms that you'll need to complete. Course scheduling preferences, I'm just going to go through and talk about them a little bit one at a time, but they are pretty simple multiple choice forms. So that course scheduling preference is going to ask you when you would like to take classes. So you'll go in there, it'll ask what time of the day you want to be in classes, which classes you prefer to take first, which classes you prefer to save for later. It will also ask you what AP classes you took, just to kind of figure out what you might have transferring in so that we don't put you in classes that you've already taken in the past. Your next step is going to be the declaration of the major. This is where you're going to tell us what program you would like to be a part of. If you're undecided, you can also list that there. But basically you're just going to choose the exact major that you would like to start in. Now you can always change your major once you get here at the Mount, so don't worry about if you are unsure about which major you're on the fence with to, just pick one. That's the program we're going to start you in. But like I said, you can always change that. The e-promise is going to be more of a formalized letter that you'll need to read through and accept certain things with that. Basically, it goes over financial stuff and how you'll be paying your bill. Also, it goes over if you withdraw, what happens, and all things like that. So definitely read this one very closely before you sign it. Your family guardian information is going to be your emergency contact information, so you can put in whoever you would want us to contact in case we can't get a hold of you. That's where you're going to put under this. Now, the housing form, this is going to be a quick and easy form, just asking if you want to live on campus or off campus. If you put that you would like to live on campus, the next thing that will happen is in March, our housing application always opens in the March timeline. There isn't a specific date every year that it opens, but it opens in March. So you're going to want this housing form filled out before March typically. Now, with that being said, in late February, you will get an email letting you know when the date and time of the housing application will open. So once you fill out this housing form, if you say you're going to live on campus, your next step is going to be to pay $100 housing deposit. So you can scroll right back up here to activities, and you will see that you need to pay $100 housing deposit next. You do have to pay that before you fill out the housing application. So you're going to want to do that. You can pay with card, you can pay with check, same way. And it does take us time to process it, so just give that a little bit of time. But once you pay it, then you'll be able to see that it's processed, maybe in about 30 minutes. Like I said, you'll want to just check back later for that one. But again, once you fill out the housing form and you say you want to live on campus, next step, pay that $100 housing deposit and then wait until we send you the date and time that the housing application will open. We will also send you the link to apply for housing on that date and time. So in your email, you're gonna want to keep up with your emails and make sure you're checking them to make sure you see when that's gonna open. And when it does open, you'll be able to access the housing application link. They will email it directly to you, but they will also put it on this page. So if you need to find it on this page, you can do that here as well. If you chose that you're going to commute to campus and live off campus, another form will populate, and it's called the commuter verification form. This will be a form that you fill out just basically letting us know where you live and what your address is, and it has to be within that 35 miles from campus in order for you to commute. So we're basically just verifying with that form that you do live in the distance that is a commuter distance. Again, you're going to have to keep out a lookout in your email for all things housing, but that's going to be your next steps with the housing form. So you have your math and your writing assessment. These are very quick and easy multiple choice questions, different things like that. It will show you a couple math questions and a couple writing English questions. These are not exams, so you do not have to worry about not passing them. They are not going to be anything that we are worried about. We're just looking to make sure that you are honest with us and you let us know what math classes you feel you're ready for and what English classes you feel you're ready for. So they just ask questions and they ask if you feel confidently that you can answer those questions. You don't have to answer them on these forms. We just want to know if you think you can. If you don't feel like you're confident in answering those, definitely just let us know so that we know which math to place you in and which English to place you in from the beginning. So the last thing that you'll fill out is your orientation and course registration reservation. So orientation is over the summer. There are a couple dates that you can choose from. There are weekend events. There are an all-day Friday and a half-day Saturday. On this form, you can put if you want to bring your parents with you, so you can list guests. From there, during orientation is when you're going to register for classes. So you'll pick one of those dates, make sure you come. That's when you'll get registered for classes. They'll look back at that scheduling preference form that you filled out, and they'll help create your first semester class schedule, as well as do all the other orientation things that you'll need to do. Other than that, once you have all of these forms completed, you've done everything you need to do for housing if you're going to live on campus or if you're going to live off campus with that other form, that is all we will need from you enrollment-wise, admission-wise, in general. So like I said, you could skip through this video if you had something specific to look for, but this is going to be all of your next steps from the very beginning to the very end after you've been admitted with admission. If you do have questions once you're on the status page, definitely reach out to your admissions counselor, which you can find here, their email. We will get back to you right away and let you know if you're confused about anything. Thank you for your time. And like I said, any questions, please reach out to us.